Welcome to Good Mythical More. I like hitting it with some merchicalities.
Merchicality, we love to see y'all repping that GMM merch out there in the wild with hashtag merchicality. This time the winner is Brittany C. Congrats, Brittany C. You win a $30 mythical.com gift card.
Lilo is best girl. Lilo told me she liked my Mythical shirt. Hey, then there's more where that came from with that.
Is that how cows communicate? Is through kisses?
Giftness. Yeah.
Well, Link, you get to carve your name on the golden log.
This is not considered a knife, and unless I pierce myself with it.
It can hurt you. And
Speaking of hurt, did they put a hurting on you with that tattoo? Let's hear the story. Let's get into it.
Okay. Well, you want me to tell the whole tattoo story, and then we'll talk about some mythical beasts?
I mean, it's truly up to you. We don't know the points of the story. We don't know how
there's not much of a story.
Out.
I don't have a video because this wasn't a matching tattoo that I got with a family member.
This is like a bad start to the story, though. I'm just gonna say, like.
It was just me at a tattoo shop, so I didn't take any video. I was gonna tell you about the tattoo itself. Okay, those of you who are trying to figure out what this is, and if this shot ends up not being very clear, I do have just like the very clear shot that they took afterwards. Anyway.
Well, who do you think they are?
No, I'm just saying that like, there was a camera like
Morgan
right here.
knows how to get stuff in focus, man.
But I'm kind of like leaning back, like, Okay, so this is the Voyager 1 space probe. I always wanted to put a probe on my body somewhere. That's the story, that's it. No, actually, okay, so you may not know the story of the Voyager 1 and Voyager 2. So the Voyager 1 and Voyager 2, and the Voyager 1 specifically is the one that I have tattooed here. So this is a space probe that was launched in 1977, which is the same year that I was launched right out of my mom's vagina.
And we do have a photo.
So
Totally in focus.
like one month or so before I was born, this thing was born and shipped off, and it is the item it is the thing that we humans have sent the furthest away, right? So it was born at the same time I was, and then really interesting, about 2012, it literally left our solar system. Around 2012, it entered what is called interstellar space. Now, interestingly, if you know the story that we told about our deconstruction on Ear Biscuits, you should go listen to it if you haven't. That's a very significant time in my life and my deconstruction. 2012 was when I was kind of like, my worldview was falling apart. I didn't know that this was happening at the same time, and I don't think that it actually caused it, just so you know. It's just an interesting coincidence. And also, lastly, if you know about
and what's when it left our solar system, you left your
faith,
your faith base.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
And then that timing is pretty interesting. But there's also some really cool things about this, and I'll tell you about the specific approach to the tattoo in a second. But so if you've heard of the famous photo, the pale blue dot, right? So this was taken by. This is right out there at the edge of our solar system, turning back and taking a picture of the Earth, and it's this very, very pale blue dot and this streak of light, right? That was taken by the Voyager 1. And at the time, Carl Sagan did that incredible quote, I'm not gonna do it, but you should look it up, but it basically is all about putting humans in perspective, which also is a very big part of sort of my worldview changing. So, and the cool thing about it is on the Voyager spacecraft, there's something called the Golden Record, which is literally a golden record. And on the record is all this information about Earthlings, what we look like, all greetings in 55 different languages, pictures of animals, and all this stuff, all this music, a lot of Bach. Whoever did this was really into Bach, but a lot of like famous music from our civilization. And then also universally understood, potentially, like mathematically inclined instructions on how to play the record if an alien were to find it so they could get this information. So, for the 40th anniversary of the space probe, they made a poster, NASA made a poster and released it, and it was basically this silhouette, right? This was completely black, this part, like the main part, and these antennae and this long thing right here. This is a satellite dish, but what I had the tattoo artist, which again is the same guy that worked on Link, Michael Mendoza over at De La Rosa Tattoo. Shout out to Michael, he's an incredible artist.
Same guy that worked on me. worked on me.
He did an interpretation of this as a record player. So it's also the Bohr model of, atomic model, and kind of like the model of the universe, because like things at a very large scale and things at a very small scale in the universe are pretty similar. So this is like a record with a literal, what do you call the thing with a needle on it on a record? You're a record guy.
The stylus.
The whole thing is called the stylus?
The stylus.
Okay, so this is the stylus, and then it's like a Bohr model, of an atom. And then to kind of mimic that, there's essentially like the space version of that. So you've got these orbital lines that go around with little planets on them. And then there's some other, those are not moles. Those are additional like distant planets, stars and stuff. So there's some little dots around there.
Is that the thing you thought you were going to be telling people?
And
those are not moles.
Yeah. And this is just a decorative little thing that's loosely based on the pulsar map. I don't know how well you can see that, but that's kind of done in gray, so it's like faded up for a reason.
So what's the
short version of that?
Short version of that, like your tattoo. What is it?
It's the Voyager space probe. Launched the same year I was born, 1977. That's the end of the conversation. If you want to ask me more questions about it, step over here and we'll talk about it.
I like you adding the part, that's the end of the conversation. Like that, you should actually say that too.
So there it is, the beginning of what will hopefully be
Looks good.
a
I like
large
this part.
sleeve of tattoos.
Now, we should just ball you up and shoot you into space. You can catch up with that thing. It's a backup plan.
Yeah, but I'm only willing to be shot out of my mother's vagina, and
We can aim her in the right direction. Hop back in there.
that's a complicated scientific procedure.
And on that note, we can look at some more Mythical Beast photos if you'd like.
Yeah,
How it started, how it's going.
Yeah.
Let's see it. I love this.
This one is from Nicole Ann Burmeister, who wrote, I started watching GMM in 2016 on the brink of a severe depression after my dad passed away. I thought to myself, these guys are so goofy, just like my dad. I bet he'd love them. And I got hooked ever since. I'd say 2017 was when I started watching every single day like clockwork. I graduated from Southern Kentucky Community and Technical College. Rhett's rant about community college almost made me mad enough to stop watching, but I forgave him. I passed both tests to become a registered respiratory therapist, got engaged and married just a month ago. I've even adopted a new kitten. I owe many, many laughs to Good Mythical Morning and the crew, and I'm very thankful. And here are Nicole's photos. On the left is a photo of Nicole in 2016, and on the right is a current photo of Nicole.
Look at that. I like the glasses upgrade. I love the blurred ID too. That's quite a statement.
And
a woman of mystery.
And Nicole, listen,
I think we did that.
you said you talked about the test that you took in life. Well,
Yeah.
me talking about community college is also a test. It's a test of how committed you are as a mythical beast.
You
If you went
passed.
to community college and you can take my rant about it and you stick around, then we know you're one of the real ones.
It's cool to think that, I mean, with all the stuff she went through with her dad passing and then, all the way to getting a kitten, where it's like, huge events in life, the starts of new things like professions, glasses. It's nice that it's there's a parallel to associate it with us. It makes me feel special.
Do you want to take? Are you want to take credit for this one too? We'll take credit for this one.
We'll
too.
take credit for this one.
Thank you, Nicole.
All right, this is from Jeff, just Jeff, who wrote, since I started watching GMM in 2013, I've gotten fatter, older, and happier. And here is Jeff in his two photos. On the left is Jeff at 34, and on the right is a photo of him at 42.
I like the gray coming in, and he tried to match the same picture.
I think you're aging
Apples to
like
apples.
fine wine, Jeff.
Fine wine, Jeff.
I mean, I don't know what you're doing.
We're drinking
with
you
your,
in.
your hair back in the day, man.
I feel like he's giving Link 2013 vibes in his 2013 photo.
Yeah.
The glasses,
Shaggy. Shaggy.
And I think the call with putting the rims on the bottom of the glasses as well, that was a good call. Because
Right.
your glasses that you were wearing in 2013 look like you should be like handed a piece of equipment. You know what I'm saying? Like in a lab somewhere.
Yeah, those are definitely safety goggles.
You were wearing safety goggles in 2013, but you know what? It's not 2013 anymore, man.
I definitely trust the guy on the right a lot more than the one on the left. Speaking of grooming, Just want to remind you guys that we're still selling the heck out of our Mythical grooming line. Beard oil for that beard that's growing in. You got this hand lotion. You've got, if you want to have your hair styled, you got the clay pomade, which I use, and you've got the previous pomade. You got the beard balm here. You've got a nice Mythical hairbrush, which we chose specifically for special hair.
Yeah.
Stevie, this you approve?
That's my preferred hairbrush, and I do have very special hair. Thank you, Ling.
We got a 2-pack of the lip balm here in the peculiarly perfect peanut butter peppermint and candy milk, and then we have the Mythical musical comb, which plays the. Yeah.
It's been a while here. Let's see.
Always putting you on the spot. That's it.
I mean, I didn't.
You can
really
get
do it
better
in
than
time,
him at
but
it.
yeah, if you learn the timing, you can. You know what? You can probably stand on a street corner. You're gonna need an amplifier, because if you just go out into like a street corner and do this, people will be like, that dude's just.
And the bag.
Rubbing a comb.
Get the bag too.
But if
Mythical.com.
if you make money off of playing our musical comb on a street corner, we get 15%.
And on Amazon.com/mythical. Get that prime shipping on this puppy. Leave a review if you love this stuff, because I know you do. Let's see another one, Stevie. This is so heartwarming.
This is Owen Naufaldi, who says,
Okay.
I come from Indonesia, and when I started watching GMM, I was a really shy kid. See what I'm saying? Yeah. GMM gave me an outlet to be my mythical self and to learn English. Rhett and Link became my online buddies or uncles when I didn't have any friends. Now I'm pursuing a career in the UK, and I contribute a lot of my confidence to GMM. And here are Owen's photos. Photo on the left is Owen in high school, and on the right is current day Owen.
Owen's working a gangsta lean in both shots, but they're just different types. Much more confident on the right. I'm loving it, taking full credit for that.
I mean, but you seemed very happy back in the day as well. I mean, maybe not super confident, but super happy. Now you're just super cool. Now you're just kind of super badass.
I like that watch too, man. You're definitely working it, and I'm taking full credit for all of it. I like when people are like, if those guys can learn English, I can learn English.
You can't even say English. If those guys can say English, I can learn English.
All right, we have Grace Gilmore, who says, GMM has been a consistent way to feel connected to a community as I've gotten older. I started watching GMM in middle school, and now I'm a junior in college. GMM showed me I should always pursue my dreams, and now I'm doing what middle school me always wanted, getting my degree in marine biology and working in an aquarium.
Dolphin lover.
And here are Grace's photos. On the left is a photo from VidCon 2015.
I remember that.
And on the right is a recent photo of Grace.
You know, I remember that night, Grace, at 2015, when you looked at me and you said, what should I do with my life? And I said, you know what? Marine biology is a career that every kid thinks is one of the 3 things that you can do, but you never meet any of them. It's like, you don't need to just be a statistic. You need to be a marine biologist. And she looked at me and she said, I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it for you.
And then I
You
was
remember
like,
that time?
can we just take the freaking picture?
Congratulations. That she's at the Birch.
I think she's in a
Aquarium.
walk-in closet.
The Birch Aquarium. Where's that?
Let's not like triangulate her location.
Okay, all right, okay.
Dolphin lover.
Shell.
But not that type of dolphin lover.
No, no.
Okay.
But that can't happen.
Shell Cisadlo.
Shell.
Wrote, I started watching GMM when I was living in a broken home at 13 years old. This new show was so fun and distracting. Now I'm 23 and happily married. I just started chemotherapy a month ago, and I still turn to GMM the same way I did back then, to make me laugh and remind me I can still have a good time when things around me seem bleak.
Wow.
And here are Shell's photos. Photo on the left is from 2010, and the photo on the right is from last year.
Whoa, she's been around with us for over 10 years.
Wow.
Shell, we feel for you. Thanks for sharing your story with us. It's, we don't set out to bring that kind of joy. We just are trying to have a good time. But when we hear that this is the way that it's connecting with you, it means a lot. So,
very cool.
And you're in our thoughts too, and what you're going through now.
Zeta Willatcher.
Willatcher?
Oh gosh, I'm so sorry,
Zeta.
guys.
Zeta Willatcher.
It's Zada. Zada. I'm sorry.
Zada.
I've discovered the true me. I now know so much more about myself and the world, in part thanks to the Mythical community being so welcoming and kind in my times of need. So it seems like you guys can take credit for this one right off the bat.
Yeah. Well, we'll give it to the community.
My pronouns may be different now than they were when I first became a viewer, but I love GMM, the crew behind the show, and the community around it all the same. Heart emoji with the flashy stuff on it. I also convinced my mom to start watching the show, and now she's a fan too. And here are the photos. Photo on the left is a yearbook photo from 2013, and the photo on the right is a current photo.
You be you. Yes. You keep watching us.
Yes, thanks for watching. We're not. You know what? We'll take partial credit since you gave so much credit to the community.
Yeah. And
Thank you to the greater community of Mythical Beasts. Seriously though.
I think this becoming this is like, there we go. If you do this with that, it's like a heart symbol with antlers, which might be the 2022
but the
version
the problem with what you're doing there is your other fingers are very distracting. No one's thinking about the heart. They're like, is this guy counting to 6?
This is mythical. This is the mythical love symbol now. I'm starting a new thing.
Well, the funny thing
We can't just look back. We got to look forwards.
Is that
Look at that. That looks good, right?
there's multiple ways to do hearts.
It's a Randler heart. I'm saying this is
The next set of photos.
This is my new thing. Get used to it.
They feature a tractor, so please get ready.
Hell yeah.
This is Brad, just Brad. I've definitely grown up a lot.
My tractor.
I was just a big kid who worked on the farm and spent the rest of his time playing video games. Now I go to university full-time, working to get my degree in agriculture technology and slowly working my way towards my dream of being a country singer-songwriter.
Oh, yes.
Bring it, Brad.
He's going to college to get that degree so he can use it in his songs. I love that.
Is
I
his
love
tractor
it.
sexy?
Here are the photos. On the left, Brad is 14. And on the right, he's 19.
I got a degree in tractors. I mean, that's good. We gotta work on that. But I like the idea of bringing in the education.
My tractor's got a bucket on the front, baby. I'm gonna scoop you up, baby. I'm gonna put my sunglasses on my head and put up my thumb.
I like what's happening with you, Brad, right?
Baby.
Mm-hmm.
I've been thinking about if and when, and maybe just if,
I think about if and when. I think more about when than if.
I get rid of my hair, I definitely feel like there's a mullet window. Like a hard mullet with shaved sides.
Yeah.
I would love to do that. Can I do that? Can I pull that off for a whole season of Good Mythical Morning? Like a hard mullet with shaved sides.
Yeah.
Would we lose subscribers?
I don't care. Do it. Please do it.
My wife would hate
Please.
it. My wife would.
I would do it.
She would leave. She'd be like, I'll come back, but I am leaving.
All right, how about one more?
One more.
This is Ben Darpel,
Ben.
who said, looking it up, I subscribed to GMM in June 2013 when I was a freshman in high school. I'm now 23, and I've graduated as an electrical engineer from the University of Kentucky. This past April, I got engaged to my high school sweetheart of 6 years. I've watched GMM all along the way as it has grown and changed alongside me. And here are their photos. Photo from the left is in 2013. And photo from the right is present day.
What if those were switched? Like, what if he Benjamin Buttoned this thing? That'd be cool. I'd like to know there's a few Benjamin Buttons out there watching.
There are. I think approximately 0.5% of the population is Benjamin Buttoning, but you don't know it.
Oh,
You don't know it because you just see him and you're like, oh, that's a kid. You wouldn't know. That's a 60-year-old man.
looking good, dude. In the passenger seat of that, I don't know, whatever that car that is. Who cares?
First of all, your sunglasses definitely went from maybe thinking about getting involved in NASCAR to just like, I'm just chilling in the passenger seat of whatever this car is.
Yeah, some sort of SUV. He utilizes sports through his vehicle.
I bet you by looking in those glasses, we could figure out what vehicle this is.
No.
We're gonna need a bigger picture.
I'd like to team him up with Brad, and they can one guy be the tractor guy, the other guy can be the SUV guy, singing songs.
That's cool, man.
Hey,
I can imagine that. I can imagine that music video. It's the guy in the tractor on the highway, and the guy in the SUV trying to figure out how to pass him.
right,
Yeah.
that's it. Hey, thanks for making us a part of your life, the defining part of your life.
And and it's cool because we've seen a bunch of comments over the years about people like, I started watching when I was so-and-so, but we've never done it in this way where we actually see who you were, what you looked like at the time, and who you are and what you look like now.
Man, I'd love to see a slideshow of all 1,400 of these.
Yeah. Doesn't make me feel old at all.
Carney, that was uncomfortable laughter.
He's like, is he serious?
Unleash your legendary style with our line of mythical grooming and personal care products, available now at mythical.com.